Are you planning your first casino trip and you're wondering how to play blackjack? Well, don't worry, here at First, we've got you covered. Our experts have come up with this simple breakdown so you can walk into the casino with confidence and have some fun along the way. Okay, so the first goal of blackjack is super simple. You want your hand to get as close to 21 as possible without going over. If your hand goes over 21, that's called a bust or a break, and you automatically lose the round. If you can stay under 21 and have a hand stronger than the dealer's, you win. Simple enough, right? Okay, let's back it up a bit. What exactly is a hand in blackjack? Well, a hand is just a set of cards that is dealt to you by the dealer. At the start of each round, you're dealt 2 cards, and the dealer also gets 2 cards. But here's the catch. One of the dealer's cards will be face up for everyone to see, while the others will be faced down. This setup is crucial because the visible card gives you an idea of what kind of hand the dealer might have. So what are the card values? Well, kings, queens, and jacks are all worth 10 points. The number cards are all worth their face value, so a 5 is worth 5 points, a 7 is worth 7 points, and so on and so on. Aces can be worth 1 or 11 points, depending on what works best for your hand. For example, if you're dealt an ace and a 7, you can either count your hand as either an 8 or an 18, depending on what is going to be best for you as the game progresses. This flexibility is what makes the ace such a powerful card in blackjack. Once you've been dealt your initial 2 cards, it's time to decide what to do next. Your 2 main options are to hit or stand. If you hit, it means you can take another card to try and get closer to 21. And if you stand, you keep your current hand and hope it's enough to beat the dealer. For example, let's say you've been dealt a queen and a 6. That's a total of 16 points. Now you might choose to hit, hoping to draw a 5 or less to bring your total closer to 21. But be careful, if you draw a card worth 6 or more, you'll bust. But on the other hand, if you've been dealt a queen and a 9, which is the total of 19, you'll probably want to stand since the chances of going over 21 with another card are quite high. Now, the dealer doesn't have the same freedom of choice as you do. Casinos have strict rules that dictate how the dealer must play their hand, and they'll always hit if their hand totals 16 or less, or stand if their hand totals 17 or more. So it seems pretty easy, right? Well, here's where things get fun. If you're feeling confident in your hand, you can double down. Now this means you can double your initial bet and get just 1 more card played from the dealer. For example, if your first 2 cards total 11 and you have cards of 6 and 5, you might choose to double down because there's a good chance your next card will be worth 10, giving you a total of 21. However, remember that doubling down is a bold move, so it's only worth doing if you're confident that the next card will make your hand strong. Sometimes you'll be dealt a pair, which is 2 cards of the same value, 2 8s perhaps. You can split them into 2 separate hands and play them both at the same time, doubling your chances of winning. This means you'll get a new card for each of your new hands, therefore doubling the bet and getting 2 chances to beat the dealer. For example, splitting 2 8s is often a good idea because 16 is a weak hand in blackjack. By splitting, you're giving yourself 2 opportunities to build stronger hands, like 18 or 19. Just keep in mind that splitting also doubles your bet since you're now playing 2 hands instead of 1. So how do you win in blackjack? Well, it's simple. If your hand is closer to 21 than the dealer's, you win. If the dealer's hand exceeds 21, you win. If you bust, you lose. If your hand and the dealer's hand have the same value, it's a push or a tie, and you get to keep your original bet. Most casinos pay out even money if you win, meaning if you bet £10, you'll win £10. However, if you hit a blackjack, an ace, and a 10-point card, you'll usually get a special payout of 3-2. For a £10 bet, that means you'd win £15 instead of 10. Here's a few tips to help you get started. Know when to stand. Always stand if your hand totals 17 or higher. The chances of improving your hand without going over 21 is pretty slim. Always split aces and 8s. This gives you a better chance of making 2 21s, but remember, you can only hit 1 on each hand. Splitting aces gives you a chance of making 2 strong hands, and splitting 8s helps you avoid the weak total of 16. Don't be afraid to ask your dealer for help. Most dealers are happy to explain the rules or help you understand the options that you have, and sometimes it's easier to learn by doing and have somebody explaining it along the way. Remember, Blackjack is a game of both skill and luck. While learning strategies can improve your chances, there's no guarantee of winning every single time. The most important thing is to have fun and enjoy the experience. Set a budget, play responsibly, and soak in the excitement of your first casino trip. So the next time you find yourself at the blackjack table, you'll know exactly what to do. Good luck, and may the cards be in your favour.